One of my favorite books you've done was Mysterious.
Oh, good. Thanks.
I mean, yeah, I love Mysterious, and part of that was, I think the best thing about that book was the perfect marriage of your writing and the art, Tom Fowler's art.
Tom
It
Fowler
was
is a monster.
sick.
He's so good.
I loved it. Is there anything? I mean, I just finished it the other day, reading up for the interview again. Do you have anything else that's going to happen in that world? I mean, we're going to see any more of this character?
I've got a whole bunch of ideas for Mysterious.
Good.
But it's one of those things where, of course, depending on when it's going to be compiled in February as a hardbound.
Good.
And that's when I think the book's going to find its life. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like so many people, especially on Wildstorm books, they trade weight them. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize that because I hadn't worked really with them before. Yeah. And then it became obvious. It's like, oh, everybody's just waiting on this. They're just assuming they're going to make a trade. Yeah. Like, fine, okay, I'll give it my best now, and then we'll come back and really try to push it when that book comes out. And one nice thing is DC's giving us a chance to put a whole lot of neat extras in it. Cool. So like I'm writing some little prose material, and Tom's drawing some extra pieces. Cool. So it won't. I mean, you'll also have a lot of roughs that he did, but you're also going to have new material that'll kind of flesh out Mysterious's little backworld a little more, and that's good because I really think that's one of the best things I've ever written, and I want people to see it.
I mean, the fact that he was a kind of a jerk.
He was kind of.
He was kind of a prick. Yeah, and it was just cool because like you can kind of like jump into the world through the eyes of his his assistant. Yeah. Or you could just kind of just take it for like the wacky, crazy stuff that this guy's involved in. But just all around, it was great. I mean,
if you didn't read Mysterious, in this world, most stage magicians who are very popular at all are actually real magicians, and they kind of mislead you by doing the constant thing. I'm doing magic, when in fact they really are doing magic, but that they say it distracts you, and so it's essentially our world, but you know, David Blaine or David Copperfield actually have something magical going on, or whatever. And Mysterious is one who was more popular back in the 20s and 30s in the heyday, and he's just kind of gone off to whatever interests him over the years.
It happens.
No. What are you gonna do?
The gods are talking about us. Do you see him have you like been pitched at all? Mysterious being pitched into like another medium like TV or movies?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I can't just directly sell it the way I normally would something like Underground.
Oh yeah, I was going to get to that.
Yeah. What Steve Lieber and I own outright. So I'm kind of dependent on DC a little bit, but I have had interest from people in Hollywood who think it's great. And I'm like, well, good, because it needs to be a TV show or something. It's like I would love to see somebody like Jeffrey Rush playing Mysterious.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You know, someone suggested Bill Murray, and that kind of grew on me after a while.
It was Around Comics. It was.
It would be those guys.
Word Balloon.
Yeah.
Yep, they said Bill Murray. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in.
I could see Bill Murray. Yeah.
I could easily see that. He can easily
do. He's cranky in his old age.
He can do a morally ambiguous character. Yeah. And Mysterious, it needs to be somebody you don't quite trust. You never know if he's really going to come through or not. And if he is, it's not going to be because he's doing the right thing. It's for some selfish reason. Yeah.
So you said that hardback's coming out in February?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, so order that because that book was awesome. And then, so you kind of mentioned, we talked about Underground. Kind of tell us what that's going to be about, or a little.
This is a real life type adventure following Wesley Fisher. She's a caver and a park ranger, and she's in the middle of a debate in this town in Kentucky in the mountains, where they're a depressed town in the economy, and they've got a cave system that's been blocked off for years, just kind of because kids were going in there getting hurt, and they want to turn it into a show cave like Mammoth Cave in Kentucky because it's actually a pretty deep system. And she doesn't want just people going in there just messing up the delicate ecosystem. But at the same time, it's like, you know, the town is in desperate shakes. And what happens is a local entrepreneur takes it upon himself to send some of his boys over there to do a little blasting and kind of make it ready for a man from the state who's coming down to inspect it for that case. And she and this other ranger, Seth, go in to investigate. And what really could have been solved outside and just maybe a debate ends up turning into a heated chase down through the cave system. And these guys outnumber them quite a bit, and they've got guns. But But the one thing they have on their side is Wesley is an actual experienced caver, and it's not a system. It's not the kind of thing you can go run in not knowing what you're doing. It's a dangerous environment if you don't know what's going on. And luckily, she's the one with all the knowledge. So that's where it leaves you. You start going into this. We don't actually run into any Morlocks or anything down there.
Yeah, I was about to say, my friend saw it, and he's like, oh my, because he had just saw the movie Descent. And he's like, oh, is there going to be cave creatures in this thing? I'm like, no, this is going to be like a nice.
And they just blow up when you hit them with a pick.
You bonk them over the head with a pick, yeah.
When you hit those things with a pick, they just explode with blood.
Yeah. And everybody falls in a pool of blood. That's the big thing. Everybody's big deal is falling in a pool of blood in that movie.
Full of pools of blood. In my research, I've found that out. It was interesting. The other weekend, Steve and I went up to. We're in Portland, Oregon. We're not too far away from Mount St. Helens in Washington.
Nice, cool.
And there's a lava tube cave there. Wow. So we went up and explored that. Cool. It's really just a straight shot, a mile in each direction. And but boy, that really, even though it's a different type of cave, you know, it really gave us a ton of ideas while we were in there. So that was just in time as we're kind of a little over the halfway point of the artwork.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I mean, this book looks freaking awesome. And the concept and the cover here are just, yeah. I'm in. I mean, I already ordered mine. We made sure our shop ordered about 15.
undergroundthecomic.com, you can read the whole first issue online for free in black and white.
Cool. Yeah, I'm ready. So Thunderbolts. I know you're taking over that book. So I'm personally really excited about that book.
Me too.
Now, I had a question for you because I know right now we got a couple teams, good guys turn bad, Dark Avengers, Thunderbolts. What is Jeff Parker going to bring to the table and make this a little different than Dark Avengers? You know, I know Thunderbolts has been bad guys turn good for a long time. But I love your take on characters. I want to kind of maybe give a little hint of what you're going to bring to the table.
Andy Diggle was good enough to just send me every bit of material he'd been working on so I could get up to speed on it. And, you know, I really liked what he was doing. And I thought, well, I don't want to do the thing of just jerking the reader around by, okay, now we're doing my thing when I came in. So actually what I'm doing at first is picking up a lot of elements Andy started.
Good, cool.
Because you know, if someone puts out something good, I'm not going to waste it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not going to happen. And Andy set up some really good stuff.
Put a good team together.
Yeah, they're just, it's the most maniacal bunch of Thunderbolts yet. I mean, you just wonder how this bunch of lunatics is going to achieve anything.
Yeah.
When clearly there's not a noble bit. Well, there is some noble. Paladin arguably can be noble at times.
Yeah, chivalrous.
Especially if someone pays him.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
If it's in his interest, he can get the chick, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It's okay. There's no noble people on the team, and they're the two best.
Yeah. Those are my two. That's my two favorites too.
Yeah. So here comes R2D2 checking it out,
and a bunch of jokers.
Yeah, R2D2 and the Joker army.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Oh, it's the bank robber jokers.
Yeah.
And
I'm up to 7 jokers by the way so far. But the con's been open for like an hour.
Wow, that's a record for a Sunday, I think.
Yeah. 7 jokers.
AR2. The